What is up, my butter biscuits? In today's video, I know I look busted. Oh my gosh, every single time I look in the viewfinder when I'm doing a foundation review, I'm like, ooh, what is that? Oh my gosh, that potato is showing through. You can see all my pecas, my redness, all that good stuff. Also, by the way, too, I did actually readjust my light. So how do you guys feel about this? Does it look better? Because I'm looking at the viewfinder and I'm like, this actually looks really true to tone. Like, I feel like you can see my redness a little bit more and you can see my pecas more. Like, I always talk about it whenever I do a foundation review and people are like, you're not even red. What are you talking about? I'm like, girl, this cheek especially, I don't know what's up. I think it's because I sleep on that side. Anyways, y'all, literally before I start rambling about some nonsense, because I'm in a talkative mood like every single day of my life, y'all already know what's up, I'm going to be reviewing the brand new reformulated Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation, which I do want to say, luminous matte, like, isn't that kind of a little bit of a oxymoron, wouldn't you say? Like, how can it be luminous and matte at the same time? Because obviously when you think of luminous, you think of dewy, you know what I'm saying? Matte is like dry, you know? Anyways, I'm actually really excited for this. If you guys know me, if you guys have been on my channel for a long period of time, I was gonna say if you guys have been on my channel for quite some time, that's what I meant to say. If you guys have been on my channel, then you guys would know this actual original foundation, even though the scent got on my nerves, I learned to actually just like it because I had no other choice because I love that foundation so much. It was actually one of my all-time favorite foundations. However, I did stop wearing it recently because I do feel like it was just like way too much coverage for me, and I feel like the older that I get, the more I'm like, you know what? I like something that's kind of like a little bit of a medium to full coverage, not just bam, full coverage. And I feel like with that foundation, you can't even shear it down. It's just so thick. It is just like, ooh, that honestly is the most coverage in a foundation I've had from any foundation I've ever tried. When Huda came out and actually said that she's reformulating this foundation, I got super excited about this because she said that she was taking out the fragrance, which I was like, thank God. I don't know why she has so much fragrance in her products. She also made this, I cannot say the term. I know you guys try schooling me on how to say it, but I literally still can't pronounce it. But now it's non-comedogenic. Did I say that right? I feel like I said it right. Anyways, as well as, okay, I mentioned this actually within my Huda Beauty stick foundation review, that she tried to say that this was like mask proof. And I was like, girl, when she had said it was transfer proof, it now says actually on the website of this that this is mask proof. So I'm going to be doing a test today and put on a mask to actually see if it is mask proof, because guess what? This was not. If you guys checked out my review, it said that it was transfer proof, and I touched my beanie to my face and I was like, no, it comes off. Like, I literally said within that video, I said, I feel like she's trying to say that it's actually transfer proof because everyone's wearing mask right now. And there's a lot of people who are like, you know what, I'm not gonna be purchasing makeup right now because I have to wear a mask, and what's the point, because it covers it anyways. I'm one of those people that I still do wear makeup. It's just because my face is just like, it's just like really red, you know? It's really red. You see all my pecas and then like all my old like hyperpigmentation. Like, it's just, I feel like I need foundation in my life. I'm super excited for this because the original literally was my favorite for probably about 2 years strong. And I know I've been very opinionated about Huda before in the past. I'm like, her as a businesswoman, I feel like she did a lot of wrong things. However, let's keep it really real and let's give credit where credit is due. I feel like within the past like year and a half, 2 years, she's been really good and she hasn't done anything shady. So kudos to her. If you guys did not know this, her products are really bomb, and I love them even more so because I get 40% off at Namies. I'm like, yes, thank you God for Namies, and thank Huda for actually selling them there. I think it's really awesome that makeup professionals can get a discount. It really does help out because, y'all, this foundation is $40 and I got it for $23, so I was really excited about that. Well, one of them. I'll go ahead and tell you guys later about my shades when we get into this review. But anyways, before I ramble on, because this is like literally the longest intro of my life, let's go ahead and get into it now. Sorry, I know I said I'm very talkative today. I know I look real busted too. I want to like put my beanie on because I'm just so used to my beanie. But anyways, oh my God, there I go talking. If you guys are interested in seeing my review of this brand new reformulated Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. We're going to go ahead and get into all the details, and then I will do a mask wearing test as well too. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and keep on watching. I feel like I just said that. Y'all, I repeat myself so much. Like, I always tell you, like, when I go and I like edit my videos, I'm like, why do you repeat yourself so much? I just don't get it. But anyways, y'all, let me just shut up. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys turn on your post notifications so that way you get notified when I upload a new video. And let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, that intro was a mess. I apologize. I'm scatterbrained, y'all. Oh my gosh, last night I drank and I'm just like, woo, a little out of it today. And then, so because you know what, like what I like to do when I drink a lot, the next day I drink like 2 cups of coffee, and I've recently been drinking the Starbucks 2 times caffeine, which low-key I probably shouldn't be doing. I'm sure it's really not that healthy, but I just need that pick-me-up, you know? But when I do, I can ramble. Anyways, so I actually got two different shades, just like in the this one. Oh my gosh, what's the name of this one? The stick foundation. Faux filter also, right? Yeah, I think it's faux filter. Yeah, faux filter skin finish. I got two shades in that because within Huda, I found that I just can't find one that matches me perfectly. So I got the shade 240N Toasted Coconut and the shade 300N Latte. This is actually the shade that I was in the original one. I also purchased it in the skin finish as well too. I mixed these two and it low-key makes like my perfect color. So I actually really like these. However, Namies was out of stock of the 300N Latte. So I purchased this one at Sephora for 40 bucks. It hurt me a little bit, y'all. It really did. Because I was like, oh, I got this one right here for $23. And I feel like that's such a bomb discount. And I really wish that I got this other one for $23, but I didn't. I paid $40 for it. So anyways, let's go ahead and read the box and let's see what this says on here. Life proof, and I cannot say this yet again, non-comedogenic, flawless filtered finish, waterproof, super long wear, 24 hours, transfer proof, fade proof, sweat proof, humidity proof. I literally have the fan on right now because I don't know why. It is so hot in this garage right now. I'm literally sitting here sweating. Like, honestly, not to be like TMI, but underneath my boobies right now is so sweaty. I'm like about to put me a little Kotex right there because it's so hot. So I have my little fan on. So we're really going to see if this is actually humidity proof. So once again, shade 240N, 300N. Before we go ahead and get into the application of this, I will read more details from the website. But just to let you guys know, for those of you that are new to my channel, my problem areas are my forehead. My fine lines are actually starting to come back. I literally, you know what? I got Dysport in October and it literally lasted this long. They're starting to come back just a little bit and I do need to go get a little touch up. But ever since I got Dysport, my forehead hadn't been too much of a problem area. However, it's starting to wear off a little bit now. So that's normally my problem area because I do get a lot of creases there, as well as underneath my eye, I get creases. And on top of that too, my redness. I always say my redness is just such a problem to me, you know, it just bothers me. But anyways, I want to tell you guys my skincare concerns and what I look for within a foundation before going into this, so that way you guys know what I'm going to be nitpicky about and criticize about a foundation. Because if it doesn't cover my redness, if it doesn't cover my pecas, if it doesn't, you know, work well with creases, then I'm not going to like it. So I like to let y'all know that before we go into it, that way you guys know what I look for in a foundation. So let me go ahead and prime my skin and then I will read more details from the website. All right, so I have my skin all primed. I use the Hangover Primer. I told you guys about this. I got this big one at what was it? I was gonna say Too Faced. Obviously it's Too Faced from TJ Maxx, and it was only $9 for this big one. And recently I've just fallen back in love with this. If y'all know, way back in the day, it used to be actually my favorite primer than the Milk Hydro Grip was. However, I don't know, like in the wintertime, my skin gets a little bit more dry, and I feel like this is a little bit more nourishing. Yes, I know Too Faced. I know how they are. However, $9 for this big old primer, I couldn't pass it up, y'all. I was like, ooh, and it's been working really, really good. I actually do have the Huda Beauty water jelly primer. This does nothing for me. Like, literally, I used this when I did the Faux Filter Skin Finish Stick Foundation review, and I was like, and I tried it 2 other times after that, and I'm like, yeah, I don't notice any difference with this primer whatsoever. I don't feel like it hydrates my skin. I don't feel like it keeps the makeup on a little bit longer. I don't feel like it blurs anything. I literally feel like this does absolutely nothing. I do not like it whatsoever. I actually thought it was going to be comparable to the Milk Hydro Grip, and I'm like, no, so I don't like this. But anyways, if I liked it, I would have used that. But anyways, let's go ahead and read from the website right here about this foundation. New and improved, Faux Filter is back with the same full coverage and long-lasting properties you know and love from the OG formula, but with 24-hour flexible wear, a luminous matte finish, and it's fragrance-free. I do want to say this too. I think this is really cool that Huda actually listened to her audience and everyone's complaints, and she actually made the changes. I think that is so awesome when a whole bunch of people have something to say about a product and the brand actually listens. And I actually feel like it's very, very rare this day for a brand to take people into consideration. I feel like so many brands just do what they want, and which, hey, cool, you know, do it however you want, because maybe the person that created it loved the way that it is and doesn't want to change it. However, everyone had a problem with the fragrance within the Faux Filter foundation. It was just kind of like, why did you feel the need to put that much fragrance? Y'all know, I told you guys before, actually, this powder right here, oh my god, I love it so much. This is the Pound Cake translucent powder from Huda. I love it so much, and it's fragranted also. This one's very, very mild though compared to the original Faux Filter foundation, but I'm just like, why do you feel the need to like put a fragrance? And look, I totally get it. It's for branding, and I understand it, but I'm just like, it's unnecessary, you know? Anyways, continuing on. The True Filter Effects gives instant coverage so seamless that it immediately unifies. Oh, You guys, I was looking at that right now. I was gonna be like, unifies, unifies skin tone and texture as it blurs skin to give a radiant finish. Okay, so it's radiant and matte. I feel like there's just a whole lot of oxymorons going on right here. I just feel like when it comes to matte, typically you don't think of luminous and radiant. You know what I'm saying? You would think that more so in like a dewy finish. You know what I really feel like this is going to be like? I feel like it's going to be a satin finish. But I think that obviously the first foundation was really, really matte, that they want to stick to that. But I'm getting the vibe that this is going to be satin. So we'll see about that. But anyways, the non-cakey formula is life proof. And you know what? I do want to see about it being non-cakey, because the original, it got cakey pretty quick. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it. But now that, like I said, I'm getting older, I'm like, I don't need that much coverage. But that foundation was thick. Anyways, the non-cakey formula is life proof, waterproof, super long wear, 24 hours, transfer proof, fade proof, sweat proof, humidity proof. No matter what the weather, occasion, or situation, hashtag Faux Filter Luminous Matte will never let you down. It says formula, liquid, coverage, full, finish, matte, luminous. And then here we go again at the bottom. Fragrance free, vegan, non-comedogenic, waterproof, 24-hour wear, mask / transfer proof. This legit repeats itself as much as I do. I said that within my e.l.f. Camo CC cream review. I was like, oh my gosh, these things are really repetitive. It kind of makes me feel good about myself, honestly, because it's a little bit of, I have a complex built up about how much I repeat myself. And then when I read those types of things, I'm like, oh good, I'm not the only one. Foundations are like that too. So it makes me feel good about myself. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and mix the two. Because even just like looking at the colors and stuff like that, I'm like, for sure I'm gonna need 2 shades in this. That's why I bought them. It took me a while to get up on this, because actually I ordered the 240N right away from the Namies website. It took like 8 days to come, and then as soon as it came, I was like, okay, this is definitely going to be too light on its own. And then they were still out of stock of the 300N on their website, so I had to go to Sephora to purchase it. So that's why I'm lagging with this review. It should have really been done like 10 days ago, but hey, life happens. And I was honestly in the meantime like waiting for that foundation to come, knowing that I was going to need 2 of them, and I was hoping that Namies would get it on their site, and it's still not on there. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 pumps and put it on my hand, and I'm actually just gonna go ahead and mix it on my hand with a little spoolie. I like how I said I'm gonna mix it with a spoolie, and I'm over here literally mixing it with the end of my KVD Vegan Beauty brush, because I don't really have a spoolie, and I'm just like, you know what? This is right here, so let me just go ahead and mix it with this. Y'all, don't listen to me in the things that I do. Look, yes, I was a professional makeup artist for years on end. I would never do this, you know, in front of somebody, but I'm putting it on my face. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like, But don't follow my example, okay? Especially if you guys are working makeup artists, like, don't listen to me. Like, y'all, I be blowing on my brush sometimes. I literally be licking my brush and putting it on my face sometimes. Do not listen to me, you know? But I feel like, honestly, we all kind of have a thing that we do that we're not supposed to do. And you're kind of like, okay, this is actually a little bit unsanitary. But at the end of the day, life is unsanitary sometimes, you know? Think about all the things that we have put in our mouth, you know? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's not go there. Let's go ahead and put on this foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and just put some dabs here. This literally mixes to make like a bomb color for me. That's why I'm like, I need to. I don't know, it's crazy. Fenty, I feel like, is really, really good finding a good neutral. And honestly, Huda does have a bomb shade range too. She has 40 shades, but it just doesn't have the exact shade that I need. Honestly, MAC is like that too. I do need 2 different shades from MAC. I'm just kind of like, ugh. Can we get it together with the neutral, please? So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Rihanna sponge and just go ahead and stipple this on in. And this definitely has no fragrance, thank God. I just didn't understand the point of that much fragrance. It's just like, you would literally, when putting that original one on, you would feel like you're just putting on like rose perfume or like rose oil just straight up on your face. So as I'm actually putting this on, it does kind of look like a satin finish. That's why I'm like, let's see about that. Which, you know, what's really crazy is if it does stay satin, I will love that, because I really have recently been loving a satin finish. I'm like, I don't need this like overly matte stuff, you know, especially because I keep my makeup on like at the longest for like 4 hours. So what do I like, you know? But back in the day, I would look for like a super matte foundation, because I'm like, yo, I get so oily throughout the day and I get sweaty and stuff like that, that I'm like, if it's matte like throughout the day, it's gonna end up looking satin, you know what I mean? Or dewy. Okay, the coverage is bomb. You know what? Let me just say right off the bat, this definitely has less coverage than the original, which I like. The original one, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the coverage on it, but it was at a different period in my life to where I felt like I needed so much coverage, and now I just really got comfortable with my skin and the flaws that it has, that I'm just kind of like, I don't need to cover it so much, you know? I don't know. I feel like this is actually really, really nice. This is a good coverage. I'm not sure if you guys can see that on camera. Oh, first of all, those two mixed together, it looks really, really good with my neck. The color is bomb, but the finish is nice. I really, really like it. I do feel like the other one was like super, super matte. That's why I'm kind of like, wait, why are you saying like luminous matte, or you know, matte luminous or whatever? I'm like, that's kind of like an oxymoron. They don't really go together, you know? Just put satin. I feel like satin would be a good description of this, especially if it stays like this, but we'll see obviously in a second if it does dry. But I'm gonna go ahead and do my forehead in the meantime. Like I have done within my recent foundation reviews, I'm just gonna go ahead and do half of my face on camera and the other half off, because reviews just ended up taking so long, and I really want to try to cut down on time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I end up having like 45 minutes of footage, and I'm like, that's so unnecessary. Okay, I really, really like the coverage of this. I feel like, you know what? This is like, it could actually be a medium and then build it up to a full coverage, which is really, really nice. I like foundations that have flexibility. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it when it's just like so sheer that you can't build it up. And I don't like it where it's like, you know, so full coverage that you can't sheer it down. I'm like, oh, I like one that you can actually play with. So that way, some days you're like, you know what? I want a really natural coverage. And then some days you're like, oh, I want like super, super full coverage. I love that. I feel like more foundations should just be completely buildable, but this looks really, really nice. Okay, don't pay attention to my eye area. It looks a little busted, but I will put some foundation over that too. Before I set this, I did want to show you guys, this is the finish right here. Oh my god, don't pay attention to this big old monster right here. Oh my gosh. That looked like the cyst that used to be on my head, but I said bye sister to that cyst. Anyways, you guys, this is the finish right here, and actually I let it sit for about a minute and I have the fan on. So I feel like it is pretty dry, and I do feel like this is actually pretty luminous. I wouldn't say that it's like matte, you know what I mean? I would definitely call this a satin finish foundation, which I don't know why she just didn't label it as satin. But like I said, I feel like she probably didn't want to lose that customer base that was so familiar with matte, that she's like, oh, you know what, let me call it matte, but it's gonna have some luminosity to it. But then oxymoron yet again, you know what I mean? Anyway, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now, that way you guys can see like full coverage wise, I'm gonna go ahead and use this as a concealer. You guys know, honestly, with me, yes, I do like have a favorite concealer. Actually right now, I thought I had it right here. Oh yeah, it is, but it's buried. The Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. Oh my gosh, it's my recent like favorite. However, I just don't feel the need to wear it all the time. You know, I feel like foundation for the most part will cover what you need, and I feel like this definitely will, because it gave a really, really nice coverage to the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this underneath this eye, that way we can see how the coverage is if I build it up to be a lot, you know. Why did I say it like that? So this is with the foundation right here. I feel like it covers just enough, and I could build it up more. However, I'm very happy with that coverage right there. So I'm going to just go ahead and take some setting powder. This is, once again, the Huda Beauty Pound Cake. I'm going to go ahead and do my other side and then put some around my eyes, and then I'll go ahead and do a little mask test before we do a time check-in. This does say that it is good for 24 hours. However, I will not keep it on for 24 hours. Like, I see some review channels out there that keep their foundation on for 24 hours, and I totally get it, obviously, because if it has a claim, you want to see it. But I'm just like, I can't. Like, I literally cannot. I don't care if a foundation says it'll stay on for that long. I'm not going to keep it on that long. It's just, it's too much. I don't know. And then, like, towards the end of the day, I start to feel like I'm, like, wearing a mask. No matter which foundation it is, I just I started to feel like it's, like, too heavy. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I don't know. So I'll probably keep this on just for like 6 hours, 7 hours. We'll see. And then we'll see how the, you know, wear time is with that. All right, y'all. So this is what the foundation looks like all set. This is just with the Pound Cake. I know I do need to put on some bronzer. I got to put on some brows. I'm looking a little rough right now, but I'm going to go ahead and do that off of camera. And then obviously when I do the check-in or the final check-in, you guys will see what it looks like then. Right now, I want to go ahead and say I absolutely love the finish of the foundation. Obviously, yes, I look very, very matte right now because I did set it with the Huda Beauty setting powder. This is in the shade Pound Cake. Did I already say that? Did I just say that? The shade Pound Cake. I really, really like it. The coverage is very nice. I do feel like I always have to set my foundation, but I almost feel like, you don't even really need to set this foundation, because I noticed while I was like doing this other side of my face that I had foundation up here and then there's some fine lines, and I was like, wait, it's not really sitting in the fine lines. So I'm curious to keep this on for like 6-7 hours and see how it actually wears throughout the day. I do want to say though, I did step away to wash my hands, and I think that this definitely does still have the staying power of the original formula. If you guys had the original formula, y'all know if you guys ever put it on the back of your hand, you have to scrub to get it off, kind of like the sharp just like the sharp shape tape. Oh my god, Tarte shape tape. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I would just call it Sharp now. The Sharp concealer, the Tarte shape tape. If you guys ever use that on the back of your hand, like just to put it there and then like, you know, clean up your brows with it or something, y'all know as soon as it dries, it's so hard to move. That's just how this Huda Beauty foundation is. So I'm curious to see how it wears. Before I put on my bronzer, my highlight, my brows, all that good stuff, I am going to take a brand new mask right here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up and then put it on, because I do want to see if this is really mask proof. The stick foundation, she had said that this was transfer proof, and I was like, girl, bye. I really do think like people are trying to, you know, obviously say it's mask proof because we're obviously in a pandemic and people are like, oh, what's the point of wearing it? It's gonna come off anyways. I feel like it's just inevitable. If there's something rubbing up against it, it's just gonna come off. I don't think that anything's going to stay. Maybe if I do put this on right now, maybe it'll actually, you know, be transfer proof. But imagine if I was wearing it and talking, it just slides up. By the way, speaking of which, I wish that they had like plus size masks. If y'all know, let me know, because I've been looking for these ones. I actually really like these ones, which are I guess like the surgical ones or whatever. I feel like it's a little bit easier to breathe. My sister did make me a cloth one, but I'm like, it's too thick. I don't know if it's just the material she used or whatnot, but I'm like, I like these ones. So anyways, let me go ahead and put this on right here. And let's go ahead and see. Okay, so there, y'all, look at my face with these. Like, ooh. I don't know. I just want it to come out bigger. Like, I feel like people who are smaller, I got a big old face, y'all. I feel like people who are smaller than me, it covers more. But anyways, so let me just go ahead and keep the mask on just for a couple minutes, and then we'll see if it transfers onto the mask. All right, y'all. So it's been a couple minutes, and then obviously I did a little bit of talking with the mask on. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off and then see how it is on my face. By the way, it's an easy touch-up. If so, you know what? This actually did stay on pretty good. Look at the mask, y'all. Like, there's a little to none on there, even on the straps, and these are white. Let me go ahead and see how it looks on my face. Oh, it definitely did move on my nose. Let's see if I move closer. If this adjusts, yeah, you can see right here on my nose. It definitely did come off on my nose just from like the moving. Yeah, I see it right there, like 2 lines, but it didn't come off onto the mask. So that's the thing about this. It's like something can actually be transfer proof maybe, but it's gonna move. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously when you talk with the mask, it's gonna move and it just kind of rubs it off. So I will say, hey, technically from me just putting it on right there, that is pretty transfer proof. However, my nose still looks a little jacked up, but it's all good because I am going to go ahead and just, you know, fix it up with a little bit of foundation powder and then put a highlight on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm actually very surprised. So let's go. Let's go ahead and show you the time right now. It's currently 5:42. I know it's super late, but y'all know I'm a night owl, okay? So I'm gonna keep this on hopefully for like 6 hours, 7 hours. We'll see, obviously, how long I wear it, but I'm definitely not gonna keep it on for 24 hours. That's just like way too long. So I'll do a check-in in a few hours and let you know how it's wearing then. All right, y'all. So I am back, and I do have a full face of makeup on right now. Look, y'all, it's only 10:38. However, I am just so tired right now that I'm like, oh, I just want to wash off my makeup and take a shower. I do apologize. Normally, I will keep on my foundation for like 7-8 hours, and today I've only had it on, I believe, for 5 hours, which I should probably wear it a little bit longer. However, I feel like I know enough about this foundation to know that I really love it. Don't pay attention to my eyeshadow. I literally just filmed my anti-haul with this makeup on right now, and y'all, I took a little nap, and that's probably why I'm tired. Whenever I take a nap, it makes me more tired. I don't get it. And anyways, while I was taking a nap, my eye watered and literally just messed up my whole outer corner, so it looks terrible. But let me go ahead and lean in so that way you guys can see the foundation up close. This, oh yeah, let me not look down because oh yeah, the eyeshadow looks really bad. Sorry, let me look up like this so you guys can't see. Anyways, this is what the foundation looks like, and honestly, y'all, I love it more than the original one for multiple reasons. I feel like the coverage of this is just so beautiful without being too overdone. Obviously, right now it looks like a super full coverage, being that I did put on blush, bronzer, a highlight, all that good stuff, but this is literally just the foundation with the Huda Beauty setting powder, and I really love it. And honestly, y'all, if you guys cannot tell on my forehead, there is no creasing underneath my eye. There is no creasing. It's just, Oh, it looks really, really good, and I really like this, like, a lot. Actually, to be honest with you, if you guys did not see my Faux Filter Stick Foundation review, I was like, I've been obsessed with this for like the past, what, how long ago did this come out? I don't know. Ever since it came out, I've been obsessed with it. I literally, this has been my go-to foundation. But now that this is back, and I feel like it's better. Like, honestly, the finish is really, really good. I do think that she needs to label it as a satin finish, not as a luminous matte, because that just doesn't make sense. I do want to say Huda Beauty has a bomb shade range. I forgot to mention that before. If you guys have not seen, she has a really, really inclusive shade range, and I feel like she goes to really, really deep shades, which is nice. This is probably gonna be like my new favorite, honestly. I love the stick foundation. I just feel like this looks better. And honestly, I feel like the stick, it does heat up in the creases, and I do notice throughout the day that it will start to crease. This one right here, I am not seeing any creases at all, and I feel like my skin just looks so flawless. I absolutely love it. So I highly, highly recommend this foundation. Honestly, y'all, I know back in the day, you know, I used to have a lot of things to say about Huda. I just felt like she was just so, like, kind of shady, you know, with her, you know, stealing other people's concepts and stuff like that. However, I do feel like she's grown as a person because, look, unless I'm blind, I haven't seen or heard anything about her and any shady business practices since then. So I think that that's really good. And I always say, I don't know, like, ever since the original one of the Faux Filter came out, I was like, that is my favorite foundation. Then the stick came out and I fell in love with that. I fell in love with her powders. I feel like she makes really good complexion products. And I'm so, so glad that she actually listened to her consumers that wanted these changes, and she made these changes. And honestly, after making these changes, I feel like the foundation is better, because I feel like if you guys have the original, you know what I'm saying, to where you can't even sheer it down. You would have to mix it with like a moisturizer, or you have to mix it with a mixing medium or an oil. You know what I'm saying? However, with this, I feel like you can get a medium coverage and then you can get a super full coverage. I don't think that you can get it with like a super sheer coverage unless you're mixing it with a moisturizer or a mixing medium, something like that. But I feel like it's really, really cool that it's medium, you know, because the other one was just like, boom, it's so much coverage. And this one, it's like, oh, okay, I could see a little bit of my imperfections, which is totally fine, you know, and you could build it up if you want to. So anyways, y'all, I highly recommend this foundation. I absolutely love it. I feel like the finish is bomb, the coverage is bomb, the stain, like, honestly, y'all, like, look, I know it's been only 5 hours, but that's still kind of a long time, and I don't look oily at all. Like, normally my forehead will get shiny, and this, nope. I feel like it has a nice little satin finish to it, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I highly recommend this. If you guys have it, let me know how you like it. If you guys got the original one but could not stand the fragrance because it is just so strong, this has absolutely no fragrance whatsoever. I didn't smell anything, which I really, really like. So anyways, y'all, let me know what you guys think about everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.